morning and went in haste to the den of lions. When he came to the den, he cried out, notice, with a lamenting voice to Daniel. The king spoke, saying to Daniel, Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, I'm saying this again, whom you serve continually, been able to deliver you from the lions? Daniel said to the king, O king, live forever. My God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths so that they have not hurt me, because I was found innocent before him. Maybe not by your laws, but by God. And I've done you no wrong, king. Now the king was exceedingly glad for him and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. Evidently it was like this hole in the ground with a rock seal cover, and just throw him down there with the lions, and I would pull him up. So Daniel was taken up out of the den. No injury whatever was found on him, notice, because he believed in his God. The other day, yesterday, I was helping some friends who were flooded out during the flood. It was a mess. You know, they had already hosed off the place, but they needed some furniture thrown out, other furniture brought in. And they called me out, hey, can you help us move furniture? Yeah, sure. They mentioned something about dogs, but I wasn't paying much attention, okay? So I get out. They live by the river, Wailua, and I get out, and I'm sliding through the mud. You know the story. The slippers are worthless. Throw those things. So I'm in the mud, and then I remembered something about dogs. It turns out there are 3 attack dogs. And you know the scene when they look at you? And then they're like this. And I'm yelling, Chuck, Sue, get your dogs! And I get in. Did you hear something? Chuck, Sue, right back there. You were laughing. Get your dogs! Attack dogs! I had no choice but to go into the karate kiss of death mode. Draw a line in the mud. I dare you. And they're like this. And they're leaping. And then they just started licking me to death. Sorry, it was very anticlimactic. You know, I'm thinking, I've had a good life. It's a good time to die. They start licking me. But here it is. I thought, what if they were lions? Can they put it into perspective? I don't think anybody here has been attacked by a lion. Okay? Let alone a slew, a mess, a den of them. I wish there were a way for us to put this into perspective, like we go, whoa, this is heavy. You just tossed in there. Have fun. When lions roar, even when they yawn, they're intimidating. And yet he's down there, he's enjoying life because he knows he's in God's hands. The Bible talks about when you know the Lord, you can have this peace that passes understanding. It's not a peace that comes with an, oh, now I know what God's doing. It's a peace when you go, I have no clue what God's doing, but I sure have a peace. And I'm able to sleep at night. And I know he's in control. That's how I always confuse David and Daniel. That's how Daniel was delivered. The Bible says he was delivered. It says a couple of times, you serve your God continually. Again, this is not Daniel describing himself, but others say, you know what I noticed about you? You're always serving the Lord. It's not the sporadic thing. It's not a seasonal thing. It's a lifestyle. You're always serving the Lord. That convicts me, okay? And I know as a pastor, I'm paid to be good. You guys are good for nothing, but I'm paid to be good. But it just still challenges me that he did it continually. Does that describe us? And it says, he believed in his God. You know, it's really that simple. What else are you going to believe in? Some force? Some positive energy? How ridiculous that what people fasten onto these days, rather than, you know what, I just believe in God. I have surrendered my life to him. Nothing escapes his notice. Everything is in his control. I'm just going to trust him for the results. Now, look at the conclusion. Beginning in verse 24. The king gave the command. They brought those men who had accused Daniel. They cast them into the den of lions, them, their children, their wives. The lions overpowered them, broke all their bones in pieces before they even came to the bottom of the den. Then the King Darius wrote, to all peoples, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth, peace be multiplied to you. Now imagine this in our next presidential inauguration speech next month. Verse 26. I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom, men must tremble and fear before the God of Daniel. Wouldn't that be cool? Nationwide TV, worldwide TV. He's the living God, steadfast forever. His kingdom is the one which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall endure to the end. He delivers and rescues. And he works signs and wonders in heaven and on earth, who's delivered Daniel from the power of the lions. Notice verse 28. So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius, remember he was the Medes, and in the reign of Cyrus, the king of the Persians. We need to understand these lions were hungry, all right? It's not like they were full when Daniel was there. They were ravenously hungry. And as soon as the other people were thrown in, they gobbled them up. I like how it says Daniel prospered. And I think this is a word for a lot of us this morning. Because it's hard for Daniel, when he's in the middle of the lion's den, to think that there's still a future here. To think that God's not done with you yet. He still wants to, you know me, I'm not into this positive confession doctrine, I'm not into all that. But I know God knows how to bless. And here, at the end of the chapter, he says, you know, God still blessed this guy. Oh, he served God continually. He trusted God wholeheartedly. And God, okay, I'm going to bless you. Now here's our application. Okay?